Today, I'm going to teach you how to quick peek. Before we get into the details on how to quick peek, let's talk about why you should actually quick peek in the first place. The reason we want to be able to quick peek is because it provides us with information. So if you don't have a drone or you don't have a way to gather information on an area, the last resort that you should be going to is quick peeking, because what it does is you can get information quick, like a quick glance of the room ahead of you to see if there's somebody there. And it's tough to hit a shot on you while you're doing it because you come so fast on the angle, like your mom last night. And it's a lot quicker than doing one of these, right? And you're exposing less of your body when you do it, or just straight up running into the room and dying would be a lot worse. So if you've ever had that crazy ash main that just runs through the building and seems to kill everyone without dying, the chances are pretty good he's probably quick peeking his corners, and that's how he's gathering his info rather than droning stuff. And honestly, it's not that bad a strategy, especially in the meta right now. So yeah, with PC you have firstly the most basic form of quick peek, which is just the body quick peek, which is super easy. It's just left and right, A and D, as you can see on my keyboard here, just A, D, AD. So that's the most simple form. So if you're new to the game, that's probably a good place to start. Just AD, just to gather some information. The thing about this is you do need to have some pretty decent map knowledge. You have to know where you're quick peeking into. If you don't know what the room layout is, you might just be quick peeking the wrong things. Like instead of quick peeking this door, you might be walking up like this and doing this. And obviously you're going to die if there's a guy standing there looking at this doorway. So you really want to kind of slowly peek one angle at a time, gather info, and that's the most basic way to do it. So the intermediate peek goes like this. You're going to start from an unlean position, whether you're ADS or un-ADS. It doesn't matter if you're on PC. Obviously, if you're in console, you'll have to be ADS. But you'll start from an unlean position. Using your middle finger will be the deciding factor of which side you're leaning. So if you're going to the left, your middle finger will go to Q. If you're peeking to the right, your middle finger will go to E. So if you're doing to the left, your middle finger's on Q, your index finger's on D, and your ring finger's on A. And the way this works is as you peek the corner, you're just gonna hit Q as you peek it. QA, QD, QA, QD, QA, QD. Very, very straightforward. Basically, as you're pushing in, you're leaning, and as you're coming back out, you're unleaning. So that'll make it a little quicker. But honestly, I think this is just as quick. So it's really up to you. I'm not a huge fan of this intermediate peek, and the biggest reason for that is because it is actually the complete opposite of the advanced peek. So if you learn the intermediate peek, it's going to be a lot harder to learn the advanced peek afterwards because you're going to have to flip your muscle memory like completely. So I'll show you it on the right side here. So ED, EA, ED, EA, ED, EA, ED, EA. The one thing it does have on the beginner's peek though is that you're not exposing as much of your body with this one. So it's more your head leaning around the corner instead of your whole body. So you're going to be a smaller target to hit. But at the same time, it does seem to be a little slower. So it might be easier for them to actually shoot your head and take you out in one bullet. Now let's move on to the advanced peek. So the way this works is you come into the angle leaning already, and as you peek, you're going to lean the opposite way. And by leaning the opposite way, it's essentially you're doing the side to side of the beginner peek, so you're getting the speed of the beginner peek, but when you lean away, you're tucking into cover even faster. And you can even do this without the second half of the peek. You can just lean back to the right. So you come in leaning, you lean back to the right, and you've got information on that room, right? You've got information on bar. You can see, oh, okay, there's no one behind the bar. You can walk in. But the added step to this is adding in the lean back. So that way you can peek it right away again if necessary. So say I come into the angle. I'm going to check if there's somebody bar. I see a guy bar, and I can just pre-fire him right away. The way this works is if you're coming in on the left side, you're going to be leaning the opposite way with your middle finger, and then you're going to have to use the other finger to switch back and forth up top. So I come in leaning right, my middle finger is going to E, my ring finger is going back to Q as my index finger is pushing D. So it is pretty complex. It does take a while to get down, but if you just start doing it slowly, you'll get the hang of it pretty quick. So you can actually break this down into a slight pattern. The way it will work once you've got that top speed is it's going to be A, D, E, Q. But the thing is you want to be using your middle finger on that E. So it'll be almost like you're drawing like a circle with your fingers, but you'll get the timing down a little better, and the more you practice, the better you'll get at it, obviously. And then for the other side, it's essentially the same thing, just the other way around. So instead of going A, D, E, Q, you're going A, Q, E, D. So you're going in this circle rather than this circle. So instead of going A, D, E, Q, you're going D, A, Q, E on this one. So it's DAQE, 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 and then you'll start to get nasty with the quick peeks. You just got to keep practicing it. Practice every day for like 5-10 minutes, and then once you've got it down, you'll get it down. It'll become muscle memory, and you'll be able to quick peek without even thinking about it. It's still, even for me, you know, someone that plays the game a lot and practices a lot, it is still a little tough. As you can see, it's not perfect for me, but if the more you work on it, the better you'll get at it, essentially. Let's move on to the controller peeks, baby. Now we're gonna move into the controller and how to do it on the controller. I am a PC player primarily, so this might be absolutely atrocious. So on a controller, a lot of people probably skip this part, so I'll repeat a couple things that I said in the PC tutorial, but this is how you're going to want to quick peek on controller. So the first way you can do it is just the side to side. This is just the most basic way. You literally just move your joystick left and right, and that'll peek you in and out. Same thing for Xbox, obviously. They're just the same control. They both have two joysticks. You know how controllers work. So you have the left to right, and then you have this kind of just this head bob, lean out, and that's just as you move to the left, you're going to click in that left analog stick and then unclick it as you're peeking back to the right. And then you have your advanced peek for controller, and for this you're going to come into the angle already leaning. And as you come into the angle, you're going to lean to the right and then lean to the left. So you're coming in, you're leaning to the right, and then you're leaning to the left as you move back out to the left. So coming in, clicking in the right analog stick, moving to the left and peeking back with the right. And then you speed this up and it just looks like this. And this is the fastest way, this is the safest way, and this is the best way to quick peek right now. Now I will proceed to do my outro upside down because that's how I had the camera for you, so that it would look nice, so that you could learn to quick peek. I hope you learned something. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and good luck. Just get your practice in and you'll be fine.